My name is Ayrton Morales. I've been home approximately 10 years. I came to start working at Project Rebound by being a Rebound student. I got out on a Saturday and I came to meet Jason on Monday to get me into San Francisco State. And from that point on, I took my education serious, got my bachelor's degree, and after I got my master's degree, I was asked by Dr. Flowers in the counseling department if I wanted to start teaching. I had always valued the experience of education, and it was kind of instilled in me through my mom. I kind of pulled away from it and ended up, being introduced to the criminal justice system as a young individual from the ages of 11 to 16. I remember my last time incarcerated at the age of 16. One of the counselors that worked at the juvenile, he said, man, Morales, he said, you've become a veteran, you've been here. And then he looked at this book and he said, you've been here a total of 25 times. Once I was, incarcerated as an adult, with a lot of time on my hands, I started to basically indulge in studying spiritual texts. I started studying Hebrew, Greek, Arabic, and a lot of this stuff kind of nourished, what I would call my soul in terms of inspiring me to study more and to later on down the road seek higher education. To holistically grow as an individual, you have to develop more than just the intellect or the rational mind, but also, the spirit simultaneously. When you go into the prison system, it kind of cooks you, to a certain extent. And I call it like the furnace of humiliation, whereas you're kind of burning off the dross of impurities in the form of bad habits, bad characteristics, belief systems. You either, allow this whole process to burn that stuff off, or, you hold on to it. One day, the doorbell rang and there was 25 officers in front of my door. They asked me to strip down, to my boxers, had the garage door open where I lived. And, he's asked me if I have tattoos. And I said, no, man, what is this all about, man? And they were like, well, we're the gang task force. I'm not in any gang. I'm not gang related or anything. They asked me if I was connected to Al-Qaeda. And I said, why would you ask me that? And he said, well, you got, some Arabic books on your desk. And I said, oh, really? He said, that's Hebrew. And if you don't know the difference between Arabic and Hebrew, you shouldn't be asking me those questions. I filed a complaint basically on my parole officer. Every time these police officers, in groups of 20 and 25 came, to my house, they were jeopardizing my housing. Trying to be private, I'm trying to come home and parole and transition back into the community. And now you got me standing in my boxers in front of my house. Basically they were there on false pretenses. They had no business being there because I wasn't gang related. Folks that are on parole usually are still considered, second-class citizens. So when it comes to, voicing your legal rights and stuff like that, a lot of times it's just, thrown under the rug.